Welcome to TradeTheNBA.com. This is Sean's reports for the 29th of June. Well, they tried to get it to the 38%, not quite enough. Came towards those highs in the pre-market, and then once we opened up and the consumer confidence numbers came out, and that was enough to start scaring a few people into selling. We had already seen that the money was selling anyway because MBI Magenta here had already fallen below the white, and it was already leading to start the day. And we'd seen the cave down. Now, it's interestingly enough, though, that we didn't get the cyan DOC crossing above green, so it sort of formed a duckbill. So that still kind of supports it. It makes it easy, though, because in this particular case, you have the 23% at 84, 38, 44, 75. So above that range is definitely bullish to the upside, but given these current readings, I find that that's probably going to be hard to achieve. But this is the first leg of that move up. When we get this deep, we knew that no matter what came up, we were going to have a retest. So the question here will be the next pivot up of red will be the actual buy signal when that takes place. So from an NQ standpoint, it was already reading up a little bit stronger than the S&P because the white had really transitioned past magenta earlier. And so similar situation, same 23% from a daily standpoint. Of course, we're going to see it intraday on the 50K as well as on 5K charts first. From the euro, of course, that's slaying the euro because, again, any recessionary talk or even reality is going to start to spook the market because, again, that's going to hit EPS forward estimates, and when you start looking at how quickly that can decay, then all of the price multiples that are used to create the theoretical value of each stock can plummet rather quickly. I think you saw that in Netflix case and some of these other ones that are just getting battered exceptionally, and people think, oh, well, they're down 50, 60%, that should be enough. It's like, well, we've already witnessed before that they can go a lot further than that. Euro's got particular problems because Germany is already beginning to prepare for shutting down some of its plants because of natural gas shortages when it comes to like chemical plants and things like that that really require a lot of it's just too expensive. That starts ripple effects. And I mean, they take months to play out, but it's the canary. Turning to gold, again, when the weak market, that's not much of a decline. Usually we get a little bit more of a decline when the market is that weak. But, this is that, again, that battle between paper currency and gold versus one, and also the bifurcation. And it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to start to play out. But again, I think the bullish case for gold is developing, and certainly worth keeping an eye out for. This is why oil continued. It was a crude inventory draw, not surprising, but ahead of the 4th of July. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with that and the amount of usage and Americans getting their first taste of, trying to buy a lot of products that for 4th of July celebrations. So we'll see what the impact on that is. It should be pretty interesting. But again, these elevated areas not going away anytime soon. Treasuries, of course, still below the 23%. No surprise on that one. Could be a little bit longer. I think there's still debates, and people think that the Fed is going to go soft. Doesn't seem likely that that's going to take place, but time will tell. I think that we're already seeing some of the changes in this idea of all the growth projections being revisited, revised, and adjusted. From Bitcoin, still having trouble getting right back down to that 20K level, and this becomes critical time because I think if you start to break some of the support level, it gets a little scary because at the end of the day, what are you going to do with your Bitcoin? From a 50K standpoint, that was a nice short run, and close that one out there. Still looking at weakness from a 50K standpoint. And then intraday, you can see this was the pre-market pop that took place that brought us close to the 38% level. And then once the sell came in, that was pretty much it for the day. And then every time that you had your magenta pivot, you could have taken advantage of it, especially on any of the pops that came through. And we were talking about them on the Skype chat as it took place. And it was pretty clean and simple. And you can see we're just floating sideways on that one. So it's going to be an ugly June if bulls don't turn something up here and come up with a surprise good news. But we're right in line with where we'd expect to be. We were, looking at around that 38.50 to the 37.20ish range in general for now. I think that could soften if we get further weakening reports. But we will continue to play it as it comes. As always, the indicators for next month will be coming out with the adjustments that I've made. As always, though, trade well. We'll talk to you later on Skype Chat.